another reaction. I'm Recklezz.
Okay.
We got how NBA YoungBoy's dad got 55 years to life in prison. Definitely gotta see this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 55 years.
You know what I'm saying? To life. To life. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get in the video.
NBA YoungBoy ain't just one of the hottest rappers in the game. He's also one of the most savage. But that ain't happened out of nowhere. Come to find out, his pops is certified in the streets too, and he's been locked up since YoungBoy was a kid. Let's get into the true story of how YoungBoy's dad got snitched on by his own brother and sentenced to 55 years in prison.
Damn.
On December 1st, 2009.
Y'all heard that? I told y'all stop. I told you nigga, stop trusting. You can't even trust your own family. This nigga
By his own brother and sentenced to 55 years in prison. On December 1st, 2009, YoungBoy's pops, Jeffrey Staten, and two dudes walked into Albi's Market and Deli in Baton Rouge around 9 a.m. Court documents say Jeffrey approached an employee named Sam Tran, who was at a check cashing station in the shop, and pulled a gun on him. He told Tran to get down on the ground.
Why do niggas continue to rob the dumbest places, bro? Babe, how hard is it? Why do the niggas rob the dumbest places?
Right.
That don't have no money. No money. I'm not telling y'all to go out here and rob. Don't do that, you know what I'm saying? Don't rob nobody, don't do this or not.
If you're gonna rob, go out with the pain. I mean, at least.
I didn't say all that. It's all her. That's all her. I didn't say all this shit.
But the dude ain't listen fast enough, so Jeffrey hopped over the counter and pistol whipped him in the head. Then one of the dudes working with Jeffrey put zip ties on his wrist and a bag over his head. They cleared out the cash registers, but they ain't stopped there. Jeffrey went back to the dude he pistol whipped and demanded more money. Tran told him that the store had a safe with more cash inside of it, but it would take 10 minutes to open up. Unfortunately for him, Jeffrey wasn't trying to hear that and just kept demanding more bread. At this point, Tran was still tied up with a bag over his head, so there wasn't much he could do anyways. Then Jeffrey shot him in the leg, and he and both dudes ran out of the shop. Even though the lick went sour, it should have been easy for YoungBoy's dad to get away. Baton Rouge is a wild city where the robbery rate is over double the national average, and most crimes like this don't get solved unless the cops see who did it right after they commit it. Back in 2016, YoungBoy dropped the track Cross Me, where he raps, "On my heart, that's on my soul. I won't tell no lies. Uncle told, now my daddy doing 55. It turns out, that wasn't just a random line in the song, but the truth behind how his dad ended up serving 55 years in prison. The cops brought in Jeffrey's brother, Dallas Staten, for questioning, and it took less than an hour for him to start singing and tell him everything. According to Dallas, he went to the store to ask about cashing the check that belonged to his friend. While he was at the counter, he told the cops that a guy came up with a gun and made him help out with the robbery. The cops pressed him about who the guy was, and Dallas admitted that it was his brother Jeffrey. Dallas told the cops that Jeffrey talks about robbing the store on several occasions, but Dallas told him not to. He also said he got into a fight with Jeffrey a few days before the robbery went down because Dallas ain't want to hit the lick with him. Jeffrey wanted Dallas to wear a mask and help him shake down the store and use his apartment to facilitate the robbery. Dallas told the cops he refused to help out and ain't want his brother to use his apartment to plan the hit. But their sister Jada Staten gave Jeffrey permission to do so. According to Dallas, he went to the store early that day because he thought Jeffrey would rob it at night. During a police interview, he said that it was just a coincidence he was there when the robbery went down and that he had nothing to do with this. In the middle of his trial, Dallas told the court he was having money issues with his brother before the robbery. Jeffrey had asked him for a loan, and Dallas told him no at first, but later said he tried to get him some cash. Dallas ain't had no spare cash, but he told Jeffrey that he had a check he was supposed to cash for one of his homies that was locked up. Here's how Dallas said everything went down. His cousin Franklin drove him to Albi's that morning so he could ask about cashing the check. Then while he was talking to Tran, Jeffrey walked in and pulled the burner out. Dallas said he was initially in disbelief about what was happening. Even though Jeffrey was talking about hitting the store, Dallas said he had no idea it was actually going down. Dallas testified that Jeffrey started yelling and acting strangely. He tossed a bag full of zip ties to Dallas, who put him on Tran and another employee named Than Nguyen, while a third suspect held him at gunpoint. Tran told the court that when Jeffrey started yelling at him to get on the floor, Dallas tried to act like he was just an innocent bystander and said, "I'm just a customer. Don't hurt me." When Jeffrey hopped over the counter and pistol whipped Tran, Dallas asked him why he did it. Then Jeffrey shot Tran in the leg, and Dallas asked him again what he was doing. When Jeffrey and the third dude ran out of the store, Nguyen loosened the ties on his wrist and grabbed a gun behind the counter. Dallas stayed behind to untie Tran and say sorry. Then he ran out of the store and warned Jeffrey that Nguyen had a gun. Nguyen ran outside and tried to shoot him, but his gun jammed after letting off 2 shots. Nguyen saw Dallas leaving a red Mazda, which is how police tracked him down. When they searched his apartment, they found zip ties like the ones used during the robbery, which was all they needed to arrest him and bring him in for questioning.
Pickles, mayo, bun, and chicken. Pickles, mayo,
Do
bun, and
niggas
chicken.
not
Pickles,
think?
mayo, bun, and chicken.
Damn, how hard could it be? I mean, shit. I mean, I'm not telling you niggas to go rob. I know I'm saying this shit. Like, I watch too much movies. That's what it is.
Dallas told the court that he only ran away because he didn't think the police would believe his story. But this is where his side of the situation starts getting strange. During the trial, he testified that he was hoping Noon would break free of the zip ties and shoot one of the other dudes. But it's a known fact that he yelled at Jeffrey to warn him about the gun. He was also caught lying about other details. And then, the story took a weird twist. In December '07, 2 grad students at Louisiana State University were shot and killed inside their campus apartment. There was no leads at first, but a month later, the police received a call from a man who claimed he was a suspect in the case. The caller listed his friends' names and told the cops they knew about the murders and who drove the car. He told them he had direct knowledge about the murders and named a few people he thought might have committed the crime, including himself. Sergeant Don Kelly with the Baton Rouge Police Department put out a statement saying, "Thousands of man-hours were spent over the next week by detectives, analysts, crime lab technicians, patrol officers, tactical teams, administrators, and others from multiple law enforcement agencies attempting to verify this information. It seemed like there was finally a break in the case, but it all turned out to be a lie. The police tracked the call back and found out it came from Dallas Staten. He didn't admit to being the caller, but the police held him on outstanding warrants while they looked into it. The cops brought in the friends that Dallas had knew about the murders, and none of them knew what was going on. Kelly said, "I feel sorry for them. They were victims in this thing too. They were absolutely caught up in this thing just as much as we were and everybody. We were all duped by this one individual. They used Dallas' phone records and his own mama to prove it was him. They played back the original call for his mom, and she immediately recognized her son's voice on the line. No one knows why he made the call, but it does make his testimony in the robbery case kind of shaky. If he's willing to lie about being the lead suspect in a double homicide for no reason, it makes it hard to trust anything he says. Regardless of how it all went down, the end result was NBA YoungBoy's dad getting a 55-year sentence because his own brother snitched on him. Having his pops locked up since he was a little kid had a massive impact on YoungBoy. His mom couldn't take care of him, so he lived with his grandma. And without someone there to guide him, he jumped off the porch at a young age and dropped out of school in 9th grade. He ended up getting arrested for robbery right after dropping out.
This nigga speaking facts or this nigga rapping?
Since he was a little kid, had a massive impact on YoungBoy. His mom couldn't take care of him, so he lived with his grandma. And without someone there to guide him, he jumped off the porch at a young age and dropped out of school in 9th grade. He ended up getting arrested for robbery right after dropping out and spent his time in juvie writing songs for his first project. YoungBoy talks about his dad in an interview and said, "My daddy in jail. I talk to him every day. He just be wanting money and shit though. I still call him daddy to make him feel like somebody. I send him money just so he feel like he got somebody there. Cause I know how it is when you in jail. I barely know him though." When Jeffrey's sentence was handed down, he tried to have it reconsidered and reduced, but the court denied the motion. Then he filed an appeal saying that his constitutional right against double jeopardy was violated. The double jeopardy clause means you can't be tried multiple times for the same offense, and you also can't be punished multiple times for one offense. Jeffrey tried to argue that the court was punishing him twice for the same crime, so his sentence should be reduced, but they denied his appeal and stated, rather than being punished twice for the same offense, the evidence showed that 2 separate crimes occurred, which were independently proven. Jeffrey's been locked up since 2009, but he ain't gave up on the early release. A rapper named Young Pokey been keeping in contact with him while he's inside. He's released a few videos of Jeffrey on his YouTube channel, and in one of them, Jeffrey says, "Got some stuff going on in the courts. I'll be out there pretty soon. Getting snitched on by your own brother will make a lot of dudes angry for life." But Jeffrey seems like he used his time in prison to mellow out and forgive people. He said in another video, "Forgiveness is a big part of life, bruh. You know we can't hold bitterness in our heart and expect good things to happen. To all those who've hurt me and abandoned me and did me wrong, I forgive you and I love you, and it's all good."
Forgiveness is a big thing, bro. Forgiveness is a big part of life, bro.
Yeah,
We
you
can't hold bitterness in our heart, and expect good things to happen. But to all those who have hurt me and abandoned me and did me wrong, I forgive you and I love you, and it's all good.
Hopefully he can get his legal situation sorted out and reunite with his son. But YoungBoy got issues of his own right now. On Thursday, May 19th, an artist named Chris James shared an iMessage conversation between him and YoungBoy on Instagram. In the text, YoungBoy revealed that he don't think he'll be free or alive much longer. He said, "LOL, I'm headed to a cell or the grave very soon. I wouldn't give a what her or who thought. Murder me. I wish the best for y'all." A few days before that post, DJ Academics broke the news on YoungBoy allegedly turning down a $25 million deal with Atlantic. He's had issues with the label for a minute, and back in February, he said they was the reason he ain't go #1 with his album Colors. But even though the situation ain't been perfect, fans were shocked that he turned down that kind of money. YoungBoy obviously got a lot going on right now, but hopefully he can duck off and stay out of any more legal trouble. He got 7 kids of his own to take care of, and he don't want them to end up in the same situation as him, with their dad locked up their entire lives.
Verizon just
Damn,
gave
that
us all
shit
a brand new
wild.
iPhone 13.
We've been customers for years.
That shit wild. They ain't gonna
7
cut.
kids. That's wild.
You said 7 kids? I mean, shit, yeah. I'm making sure it ain't no other shit, y'all. There ain't no other, out of this video. I think that was the end of the video.
Yeah, because it would show.
It'll show the little video thing.
Yeah, if it'll get there.
Oh, God, this shit annoying as hell. Nah,
Yeah.
but this was, you know what I'm saying? This was, you know what I'm saying? Interesting ass video.
That's crazy.
I was locked in on this shit. That shit crazy, nigga. You getting snitched by your own brother, nigga?
Yeah.
Bro, what? I'd be sick. That shit wild, man. Make sure y'all stay tuned, man. We drop murder business, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all stay tuned. Hit that like button, that subscribe button. Alright, you know, man. Catch y'all next one.